Yeah, you're right. Unbelievable to win with 97. Yeah, Super Foal Chevy was great.
Seconds down, 24 laps to go, 7.288 seconds winning margin. Those three numbers define everything that happened at Watkins Glen International on Sunday, May 10th, 2026.
Drivers, start your engine!
Green flag is waving. They come off the final turn. Finish line, we're racing in Watkins.
Shane Van Gisbergen pitted from the lead on lap 76, dropped to approximately 25th place, and proceeded to erase a 29-second deficit in 17 laps, not 24, just 17 before winning the Go Bowling at the Glen by a margin that made it look routine. The Fox broadcast captured the moment perfectly. Down by almost 30 seconds, he wins by easy. Unbelievable. Shane Van Gisbergen is the master of NASCAR road racing. This was race 12 of the 2026 NASCAR Cup Series season on the 2.45-mile, 7-turn Watkins Glen International Road Course, extended to 100 laps this year, up from the traditional 90. Those 10 extra laps ended up being the difference between a fuel management nail-biter and a comfortable SVG cruise. Van Gisbergen entered the race on his 37th birthday weekend, defending his 2025 Watkins Glen victory and starting from the pole position after setting fastest time in qualifying on Saturday. He entered the race ranked 19th in points, 27 points below the playoff cut line. This race mattered for him beyond just results. Tyler Reddick led the championship by 129 points at the start of Sunday's race, having won a series-high 5 races across the first 11 events of 2026. The front row was SVG and Michael McDowell, with Austin Cindric, Ross Chastain, and Connor Zilisch, SVG's Trackhouse Racing teammate, rounding out the top 5 starters. Reddick started 15th. Carson Hocevar started 11th, fresh off his appearance at the Met Gala. NASCAR introduced tire barriers at Turn 1 and the carousel for the first time at Watkins Glen in 2026, physically enforcing track limits. The race was also scheduled in May for the first time in the event's history, and NASCAR had already announced before the Cup race that the 2027 edition would move back to September, a signal of how unusual the spring date felt with muddy conditions throughout the weekend, despite no rain during the race itself. In the intra-team drama department, Spire Motorsports teammates Daniel Suarez and Carson Hocevar made contact early, with Hocevar radioing the team, "Daniel can go himself, I will never let him go again." A preview of the chaos that would define much of the weekend. Stage 1, 120. Van Gisbergen led every lap from the pole, pulling away from the field by several seconds with no meaningful challenge. Zilisch shadowed his teammate closely. The broadcast data showed nearly identical throttle, braking, and shift points between the two Trackhouse cars, with SVG holding just enough of an edge through the bus stop chicane. The strategy split arrived on lap 18, most of the field short-pitted to flip the stage, including SVG, who came out 8th. Ross Chastain stayed out and captured Stage 1, his third stage win of 2026, followed by Logano and Blaney. The final stage point battle was a 3-wide sprint between McDowell, Riley Herbst, and Bubba Wallace, with Wallace narrowly missing out. On pit road, Keselowski slid through his pit stall and dropped to 35th. Noah Gregson's 2 crewmen collided during the stop and sent him to the back. Chase Elliott stayed out to chase stage points, ran 11th, and scored nothing, the first sign of what would become a historically bad afternoon for Hendrick Motorsports. Stage 2's 2150, SVG and Zilisch immediately checked out again at the restart, building a 5-second advantage over McDowell by lap 38. Then came the moment nobody expected. Lap 40, a spectator's tent blew over the catch fence and landed directly on the racing surface, exiting the S's, one of the most bizarre debris cautions in recent NASCAR memory. 6 cars stayed out: McDowell, Suarez, Bell, Wallace, Herbst, and Nemechek. SVG pitted from the lead and restarted 7th. The crew chief Stephen Doran had already told McDowell the strategy: "I want you to understand this is the way we win this race. These guys are going to have to put 9 laps on their tires." The restart turned chaotic. Herb spun immediately in turn 1. Boucher went off into the grass, returned to the track, and collected Byron. Spinning him around in the middle of the pack, Byron lost his rear toe link, pitted, and lost multiple laps. SVG cut through all of it in 2 laps, winning Stage 2 over Reddick and Gibbs. McDowell, despite gambling on staying out, shuffled all the way outside the top 10 and scored 0 stage points, a painful result for a bold strategy call that ultimately set him up for second place at the end of the race. Stage 3, Part 1, the setups, 51.76. SVG and Reddick restarted on the front row for the final 50-lap stage. Lap 60, Joey Logano lost his left front tire. Carcass debris on the track surface. Yellow flag. Logano ultimately finished 38th and last, 15 laps down now, 38 points outside the playoff cut line. The critical decision point, SVG and Reddick stayed out for track position, Gibbs and Zilisch pitted for fresh tires and fuel, but would need to save to make it to the end without stopping again. 12 cars stayed out in total. SVG then ran the fastest laps of his race, intentionally building the largest possible lead before his mandatory final stop. He led 67 of 75 laps at the point he came to pit road. Lap 76, SVG pits under green. He drops to approximately 25th place, more than 29 seconds behind race leader Ty Gibbs. Gibbs and Zilisch are now leading, but both are in heavy fuel saving mode on 15-lap-old tires, lifting early into every braking zone, running 2-3 seconds per lap slower than SVG's fresh tire pace. SVG's radio call to his crew encapsulated everything: "We just need our pace for 23 laps. We'll get most of the ones, and the ones that are backing down will probably get 2. Stage 3, Part 2, the Comeback 77-100, the numbers tracked in real time tell the story with complete clarity. 29 seconds down, 24 laps to go. 19 seconds down, 17 laps to go. 12.5 seconds down, 13 laps to go. 6 seconds down, 9 laps to go. SVG on his radio to his crew: "This is badass. This is fun." Meanwhile, Zilisch was doing the opposite of saving anything. Racing hard to challenge Gibbs for the lead, he flat-spotted his right front tire once, twice, 3 times. His crew chief, Randall Bennett, repeatedly instructed him to manage fuel and protect the tires. The instructions went unheard. With 9 laps remaining, the right front tire gave out completely. Zilisch pitted, dropped to 20th, and his day was over. A race he had run at SVG's pace for 90% of the distance ended in a flat tire caused by youth and aggression at the worst possible moment. Gibbs was now alone in the lead old tires, fuel saving, completely defenseless. Lap 93, SVG arrived at Gibbs' rear bumper, Gibbs got loose coming off turn 4, and SVG drove past without drama. He then pulled away at the rate he had been sustaining the entire final stint. The winning margin at the checkered flag, 7.288 seconds over Michael McDowell, who had executed a nearly identical strategy and also charged through the field. The full top 10: Van Gisbergen, McDowell Lecken, Gibbs 3rd, Chase Briscoe 4th, Reddick 5th, Austin Dillon 6th, first top 10 of the season, ran inside the top 10 most of the afternoon, Adge Allmendinger 7th, Kyle Busch 8th, was running top 5 late before a tire or fuel issue on the final lap cost him a potential 4th or 5th, Austin Cindric 9th, John Hunter Nemechek 10th. SVG's winning stats: 74 of 100 laps led, 7th career Cup win, all on road or street courses in just 62 starts. He joined Tyler Reddick as the only drivers to win from pole this season. Chevrolet won for the 7th time in the past 8 visits to Watkins Glen. SVG post-race: "That's the best feeling you can get when you have a tire advantage and an awesome car. Like I was just carving everyone up. Then especially when the gap started getting less seconds than how many laps to go, I sort of knew it was going to happen at that point. Yeah, that's one of the best moments you can have as a driver." For Hendrick Motorsports, the day was a historic disaster. Larson 23rd, Elliott 24th, Bowman 25th, Byron 36th. After a mid-race crash, not a single car inside the top 20 at a track where the organization has combined for 4 wins. Post-race, Bubba Wallace and Christopher Bell had a visible confrontation on pit road, Wallace finishing 29th, Bell 21st, though the full context of the exchange remained unclear. Championship standings after Watkins Glen, Reddick extends his lead to 129 points over Hamlin. SVG vaults from 19th back inside the playoff cut line to 16th, 6 points above the bubble. Chase Briscoe, despite a 4th place finish, fell out of the playoff cut line SVG's stage points, and race win outweighed his result by that much. Joey Logano now sits 38 points outside the cut line. William Byron is only 20 points above the bubble. The NASCAR Cup Series heads next to Dover Motor Speedway for the NASCAR All-Star Race on May 17, 2026, at 1 p.m. ET on FS1, HBO Max, Mistron Radio, and Sirius XM NASCAR Radio.